Hi, my name is Chris Champion with J.Rockett Audio Designs with your guitar tip of the day. Here's a couple quick little exercises for you that I learned when I was studying classical guitar that helped my finger picking quite a bit. A lot of times when I see people who do some finger picking, but they're having a little trouble with accuracy and finger placement and things like that, there's a couple easy little exercises. The classical world, in classical guitar, we have the Giuliani studies, and there's 120 of them. Fortunately, we don't really need like number one. So it goes like this. I'm going to play a C chord, and I'm going to just, now here's the trick, is that this is what we call a full plant. My thumb goes on the fifth string, and then my index finger goes on the third, middle goes on the second, and my ring finger or A finger goes on the top string, and it goes like this. Now notice that as I go down, that my thumb, and I can even do what we call a rest stroke on that first one, I can push straight down, and then now these come up, and my fingers pull straight back towards my elbow. This is another common problem I see is people are finger picking and they roll their wrist back and they get their thumb behind their first finger, and then their thumb is constantly running into their first finger. If you keep your thumb out this way, then your fingers can pull back towards your elbow and your thumb can go down. Okay, so it's very simple, but the trick to it is at the beginning is that you do this full plant. So thumb goes on the A string, index on number 3, middle finger on number 2, and my ring finger or A finger. A is Italian word for ring, starts with A. So it's in classical world it's T-I-M-A. Okay, so you just do this, and then you replant. It doesn't have to be fast, and it might feel awkward at first to have all the fingers going down at the same time, but trust me, if you spend a little bit of time on it, it'll help a lot. It takes, for a lot of people, what it helps with is if they finger pick or play finger style and their hand is bouncing around a lot, which means you have to literally go back and find the strings every time. This teaches you how to keep your wrist down and your fingers planted in advance. Okay, so there's one thing. Here's a tricky thing, and we'll see if I can do this. I haven't done it since college, but this is another planted finger exercise. So it doesn't matter what chord I play, I'm going to play a C chord. Here's the deal. I'm going to do the full plant, and then what I'm going to do is pluck my thumb and my index finger at the same time, but these two fingers have to stay planted. Doesn't have to be fast, and even if you want to arpeggiate it, if it feels weird at the beginning, that's a pretty easy one. The next one is now I'm going to do my thumb and my middle finger, and these two fingers stay planted. And if you need to start by arpeggiating it, so it's okay too. Then the last one for the single fingers is thumb and my ring finger. That one feels pretty natural. Okay, so those are the singles. Here's the combinations. Now I'm going to do thumb and index and middle, and my third finger stays planted. Okay, now I'm going to do my thumb and these two fingers, so M and A, and my index finger stays planted. Okay, now here's the tricky one, is that now I'm going to keep my middle finger planted, and I'm going to pluck. Now this one especially, for a lot of people, it's easier to get started if you arpeggiate it. And these things, the speed is not important. You don't need to spend any more than a couple of minutes a day on this. Just sit down and kind of mess around with it. The results, when I've had students adopt this into their practicing, it's generally speaking helped their technique quite a bit. And it's really not complicated. At the beginning, it might seem a little frustrating, especially on some of the two finger combinations, but within a couple of weeks, you'll start noticing that your right hand just feels so much more relaxed and solid. So there you go, and there you have it.